I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians on the land on which Kilvington resides, the Bunurong people of the Kulin Nation. I pay my respects to elders past and present and acknowledge their ongoing and deep connection to the land and waterways in this area. Founded 100 years ago, Kilvington is a smaller co-educational school in Ormond, Melbourne, with approximately 830 students. We aim to equip our young people with the skills necessary to thrive in work and in life, and most importantly, to make a positive difference wherever they go. Our small classes and dedicated teachers ensure that our students all reach their academic potential. We're very proud that our NAPLAN results are consistently above the state average, and that each year, 75% of our VCE students achieve in the top 25% of the state. We have enhancement and support programs to meet every student's needs. We also focus on equipping our students with essential skills in critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and entrepreneurship to prepare them for the ever-evolving workforce that awaits them. Student wellbeing and personal development are at the heart of everything we do. Small mentor groups ensure that students are known and valued for who they are. We have a range of programs that focus on things like building resilience and confidence, respectful relationships, emotional intelligence, actioning character strengths, and leadership. Community service is also an integral part of school life. Non nobis sed omnibus, not for our own, but for others' good. This motto was established 100 years ago and still resonates so much in our community today. Enjoy the virtual tour and enjoy meeting some of our wonderful students and staff.
Hi, my name's Lynn. I'm the director here at Kilvington Grammar ELC. We're very fortunate. We're part of the junior school here, and it allows a seamless transition from ELC into the junior school. We offer a 3-year-old kindergarten program that runs from 2 or 3 days per week. We also offer pre-prep programs that are offered from 4 or 5 days per week. One of the benefits of our ELC belonging to a school is we have many visitors that come and visit us. For example, our library educators share books and stories with the children, either in the classroom or within the library itself. In pre-prep, the children are introduced to French and engage in an educational gym program called the Perceptual Motor Program. Your children will participate in music classes and exhibitions and performances. Your children will be supported in developing their inquiring minds and curiosity, communication skills, literacy skills, social and emotional development, STEAM, and motor development. Our goal is to help children explore their interests, learn about the world around them, and transition successfully to school.
Welcome to Kilvington's Junior School. We offer classes from Prep to Year 6 with 2 groups at each year level and around about 230 students across our junior campus. You'll have just heard about our Early Learning Centre, which is physically connected to our junior school, and that makes the transition for our pre-prep students into prep a seamless one. We teach the Australian curriculum and offer all of the standard core subjects, but I think something that makes us a bit unique is the students' access to specialist learning areas. These include science, digital technologies, library, art, music, physical education and French. Another thing that makes us unique are the co-curricular clubs and groups that our students have access to. Rather than me tell you about those, I'm fortunate to have a couple of students with us today, Dante and Chelsea, and they're going to tell us a little bit more. You guys are both involved in a wide range of co-curricular clubs and activities here at Kilvington. Dante, could you tell us a few of the things you do and why you enjoy them?
Well, I do esports, which is basically a gaming club. We're doing Mario Kart and Rocket League this term. I also do robotics, where we build robots and enter tournaments. And I also do English enrichment, which is basically a session where we can build on the English that we already do in class, and we go down to a room and we work on a task. Currently, we're trying to make our own choose your own adventure themed novel. Another opportunity I've had through the enrichment program is future problem solving, or FPS, where we try and write a narrative that has a certain amount of words about trying to solve a problem that can occur in the future if we continue to follow current trends.
Amazing, sounds great. And how about you, Chelsea? What are some of the things that you like to do?
I love going to French Club and learning about new things about the French culture every week. And next term we will be going to order some French pastries. I also play the cello in orchestra, and it sounds amazing when we put a piece together. And sometimes we even get to play with the senior orchestra, which has some great musicians. I also do aerobics every week, and right now we're focusing on a routine that we will perform soon. I loved representing our school during swimming, and I came first place for breaststroke, so I went to the districts. I really enjoyed representing the school because I felt proud and I like having a challenge.
Tell us a little bit about what it's like to be a part of our Kilvington community.
Because Kilvington is a small school, I feel as though I know everyone and everyone knows me. The teachers are really supportive for our learning and well-being, so they genuinely care about us.
The community almost feels like one big classroom. We're always learning together. The teachers actually want to spend time with you. They want to help you learn. And the school gives you the opportunity to grow and develop your skills.
If you guys were to describe our school community in one word, what would that word be, Dante?
Compassionate.
And how about you, Chelsea?
Welcoming.
Character is a real focus at Kilvington. We embed character into our culture through an explicitly taught curriculum and through dedicated time and having the opportunity to reflect on who students are as people and how they can be better people themselves. To best hear about this is to talk directly with our students who have experienced it. Thanks Maya, thanks Elijah for joining us this morning to speak about, I guess, some of the key aspects of the Year 9 Impact Program. Let's start with the Friday program. We travel into the CBD.
Well, the Liftoff program happened early term 2. It's like your delayed introduction into the Impact program to really get a sense of Melbourne culture and introducing you to the Monash program with a few days at Monash University. So
it was really good to get to know the Monash campus as well, because I think the whole focus of the Liftoff week was to introduce us into the program, so we didn't feel like we were being thrown in the deep end.
And tell me, what's been your favourite part of the Impact program?
Well, for me, I think it's definitely been probably the Friday experience, as well as the immersive camps later in the year. But the Friday programs, it's so different to your typical school environment, but somehow still as beneficial, if not more.
For me, the Impact program, what really stuck with me is learning about social issues, because my eyes were open to so many things I hadn't heard of before, and right in the CBD, so things that directly affect us, directly affect people in Melbourne. I managed to really broaden my horizons through that. The Year 9 program focuses so much on self-discovery and learning how to lead. And I think without having that self-discovery, you can't truly lead others. So I think that was really key in leading into Year 10 and above.
Now, Maya, Elijah, you both chose the Cape York expedition. What was it about the Cape York experience that made it so meaningful for you?
For me, it was, you can't get that experience anywhere else. Learning about Indigenous culture and Indigenous food, Indigenous land. The group that I was in, we got to travel to a Indigenous Shire Council, and it felt really special being invited onto that land, being taught how to use that land by the elders.
So a really unique part of the Year 9 program is the social enterprise, where students work as a team, they collaborate, and they are guided by Kilvington mentors and lecturers from Monash University. No other school, I don't know if you knew this, but no other school in Victoria has a link with Monash University.
The whole focus of the Monash program was to work towards building up a business, and also to the end result, which was the expo evening. Everyone had a chance to present, so we had a few hours or an hour where parents could go around to different stands and look at the posters, which are behind us, and groups got a chance to pitch their business to the parents. And then the 7 key groups spoke in front of everybody. It was quite nerve-wracking, but such a good experience.
I think we can both say from both what we've said that the Year 9 program, it's really helping us to not find us, but find what we hold
it's very
closest.
Helpful because as someone who really doesn't really know what she wants to do, just looking back on those experiences and what really motivated me last year and what motivates me this year is giving me an idea, and
Definitely.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Our community service program is called HOPE, Humans of Purpose and Empathy, and our goals, we've got 3 goals of our community service program. They are to educate all our students about the different causes, to participate in a meaningful way with the organisations we support, and to fundraise for those organisations. And we develop students of good character, and that really aligns well with our community service program. In senior school, every year level is partnered with a different organisation. Our Year 7s, for example, are partnered with Eat Up, which provides sandwiches to hungry students across Victoria. As a whole school, we support the Asylum Seeker Resource Centre, and over the last 5 years we've developed an extremely close relationship with the ASRC. I think the greatest impact that the program has on our students is that they can see that one person might not be able to change the world, but they can change someone's world.
Here at Kilvington Grammar School, we have a multi-tiered model to support our gifted and talented students. These students are selected through a formal process. One of these programs is the EDGE program, and I'm fortunate here today to have 2 of our EDGE students to share their journey and their opportunities as members of the EDGE program. Hi Liam, thanks for joining us. You're known as an elite swimmer in our community. Tell us a little bit about what that entails as far as your training schedule and commitment goes.
Yeah, I've committed to training at a national level. I compete in multiple national events a year.
Now tell me, your 24 hours, up to 24 hours a week, what does that entail? What does your day look like?
A lot of days I would be training, so there'll be morning and night, before school, after school.
Tell me a little bit about how the school supports you to maintain your swimming program and your academic studies.
Yeah, well, obviously being in the pool a lot, I'm tired, and I honestly don't really feel like doing schoolwork all the time, but the extra study sessions really help me.
Now, Alessia, you're an all-rounder in our community. You're talented and gifted in a range of areas. Tell me a little bit about the opportunities that Kilvington has provided you with.
Yeah, Kilvington's definitely provided me with the opportunities to be able to develop my interests. So from prep, I started doing music, and I was given lots of music opportunities throughout the school. But as well as this, I was given lots of academic opportunities. So I have a big interest in science. So I've been lucky enough to be chosen as part of the Victorian Bionics Institute program.
Can you explain that a little bit? Because I'm not quite sure. Yeah, explain what we do there.
It's a program for females in science, and I get to work with a mentor who's an expert in her chosen field, and I get to really learn about what she does. So I'm been paired with a dietitian. I get to follow her around, look at all the stuff she does from a scientific perspective, and do my own research on the topic.
Gifted and talented comes in many, many different forms, and we try to ensure that we cater for each and every individual through our programs, and there is no one size fits all. We do work explicitly with the families, with the children involved, to set goals moving forward to enhance and their potential and make sure that they can be the best people that they can be, because it is a real relationship between the families and the school community in order to make the EDGE program successful.
In Year 10, I started my Year 12 pathway by doing a 1-2 subject, so I'm doing Year 12 psychology this year. As
well as that, you have a quite heavy science load and passion. Tell us the other subjects you're studying this year.
Yeah, so I've chosen maths methods, chemistry, physics, and obviously English as well as psychology. And I'm quite glad I get to do these subjects because I do enjoy them, and also my heavy training load hasn't steered me away from choosing these subjects. because of the pathway I've been given. I don't have to worry about my academic side being compromised because of my swimming. With all these study sessions and help from teachers, I'm achieving quite well in school as well as achieving in the pool.
So like the accelerated classes that I've been given the opportunity to be a part of, I'm part of methods. I'm in year 10 and I'm doing year 11 maths. I can get overwhelmed with all my schoolwork and extracurricular stuff. So it's really great to know that the teachers are always there for me to rely on, my mentor, and just even my class teachers will always help me, give me extra support if I need it. I really do love being a part of this community, and I think it is a really special school. It's the overwhelming amount of support that I get from every aspect of the school.
I'm very fortunate to work with exceptional students such as yourselves. Not only have you been in the pool early this morning, but you've also got an exam very shortly, and this just shows the calibre of students that we have here at Kilvington, and I'm very proud of you, and thank you for coming along.
Respect is one of our values here at Kilvington, and I can honestly say that I see that every day in the interactions between students and their teachers. There is a genuine desire to support one another as we work towards the common goal of supporting students with both their academic and personal potential. We are able to achieve this because of our deliberate decision to remain a smaller co-educational school of excellence. We know our students, something that we collectively and consciously strive to excel at. Given our size, you might question the breadth of opportunities provided here at Kilvington. However, this is not the case. Our students have access to enrichment programs, community service, overseas exchanges and trips. We are mindful of the gap that can exist from when students finish school and they move on to their next steps. To address this, we have developed the Kilvington Mentor Matching Program, where our former students come back and mentor our current students. This helps them with their transition from secondary schooling into life beyond school. We take very seriously the privilege and responsibility of providing your child with the best possible learning opportunities. And there is nothing more rewarding as an educator to witness your child's journey from a nervous newbie to a confident, respectful and compassionate young person.
We joined the Kilvington community about 2 years ago. We've found the school, and particularly the teachers, incredibly supportive, and we've always found the teachers to kind of have like a really deep sense of care for the girls, which I think is quite unique at Kilvington. I think the school talks a lot about well-being, but you really see it play out day to day, and Kilvington puts a lot of emphasis on academic and also extracurricular activities. We've found that our girls have really flourished with being able to participate in a whole diversity of activities. And I'd say also academically that it's really enhanced, I think, their ability to learn, and particularly to learn new things, languages and arts, I think, in a way that they probably haven't experienced in the past. The Kilvington community is incredibly inclusive, caring, and certainly we've felt since we've been here that they really open up and welcome you in.
I'm really proud to be part of this authentic and respectful community where relationships are key, diversity is celebrated, and all students have their voice. We really do live our core values of respect, compassion, perseverance, and curiosity. I look forward to welcoming you and your family to the Kilvington community soon.
Good morning and thanks very much for joining us today. My name's Liz Chegwin, I'm the Director of Admissions, and I've probably spoken on the phone or via email to many of you watching today. I'd like to introduce Rob French. Rob's the Principal of the school, and Julia Padgett, who's the Deputy Principal of the school. So the purpose of this morning is simply to give you the opportunity to ask us some questions about the school. I would just prompt you, if you would like to ask a question, to use the Q&A function rather than the chat function, and then we'll be able to access those questions. So please feel free to have the questions coming through. I've had a couple come up already. So one of the questions we've had, and it's a really popular question and have a lot of families that are interested in this, is around our enrichment program in both the junior and senior school campus. Julia, would you like to answer that?
You heard a little bit from Tanya Whitehead, who is our Director of Enrichment and Development here at Kilvington, and she was interviewing two of our students. But just to elaborate a little bit on what we do here at Kilvington is we obviously have our EDGE program, which you heard, where we really try and enhance students who have a particular passion and have a large commitment outside of school. We're very proud of Liam. Just as an aside, he actually was in Queensland recently prior to the Olympics trialling, and although he wasn't successful, I think to get to that level is exceptional and something that we're very proud of here at Kilvington.
Kilvington. But in addition to obviously our EDGE program, we offer a range of programs in the junior school and the senior school as well. So Dante in Year 5 mentioned about the English, the in-class enrichment which we run. But it's also worth mentioning that we do actively encourage our students to participate in a range of different external programs. We have things such as the future problem solving competitions. We also enter the Ethics Olympiad, and we also have the United Nations speaking competition, as well as the Da Vinci Decathlon. So some of our students last year were up in Brisbane for the future problem solving competition, which was really exciting. And these are programs that students can opt into, as well as students we elect certain students to be part of it. So there's just a huge breadth of opportunities here at Kilvington for our enrichment students.
Excellent. On the flip side, I've also been asked a question around additional support for students who do have additional needs. We don't have a one-size-fits-all at the school. It really depends on the individual student. So as part of that program, that might be withdrawal, or it might be additional staff going into the classroom. As part of the application process and enrolment of students with additional needs, we do require some specialist reports that will come through. We then take into account what those reports into the information that they provide, and then it's a collaboration between the teaching staff and the parents about how we can best implement that. Would you like to elaborate on that?
Yeah, I was just going to say, and in class, obviously, we have differentiation within class as well. So we do always, as part of our teaching program, ensure we have differentiation for our students that might need additional support, but similarly for our students that also need enrichment. So as Liz mentioned, I think it's really a case-by-case basis when students are enrolled, understanding what's the best option and support that we can put in place for your child when they start here at the school.
Which would be one of the key advantages of a smaller school. We do know our students, we individualise as much as we possibly can to meet points of need, at whatever area of school life they're at.
Excellent. Kilvington places a lot of emphasis on our character program. I've had a question around that. Rob, would you like to address that?
Yes, well, the character program, we've actually got our Year 10s right as we speak over there doing a session on leadership this morning with some external guest speakers, and they're reflecting on their own leadership styles and development. So our character program really important to us because we want our young people to be heading out there in a few years' time beyond the school gates, making a really positive difference. So sometimes we'll suspend the classes for the day, as we've done for Year 10 this morning, and they'll focus on things like, as I said, Year 10 doing leadership today. There might be sessions for younger year levels on respectful relationships, teamwork, developing emotional intelligence, developing resiliency skills. So every year level through the term, we'll come out of classes once through the term to work on what we call our character and connection days, which is all about developing young people of character who are going to be going out there and having a positive influence.
Excellent. We've had a question just in around the way we select students to attend the school. Primarily our enrolment policy, we look at students based on the date of application. So essentially first in, first served. So obviously the earlier families are able to apply for the school, the greater the likelihood of a place being available. There are some exceptions to that. So obviously our scholarship program is run independently, and we do also make exceptions if we have families who are relocating unexpectedly from interstate or overseas, but it is primarily based upon the date of application. We've got a question around diversity ratio at the school. It's a tricky question to answer, but what I would say is my experience at the school is that we are very representative of the broader community. We have a number of families of a range of different nationalities. One thing I think is quite delightful at the school is if you ask students what nationality they are, then they will identify as Australian, but we know they're of a range of different nationalities based on their passports. So I think we are very inclusive. It's really representative, and that also comes down to not just from a nationality point of view, but also culturally, very inclusive at the school. Would you like to add any more to that?
No, I think that's spot on and goes to the very heart of what we do. We're an inclusive community. We want our students to come in, find their passions, find their interests, find their friendships, and thrive in our environment, no matter what sort of background they've come from. And as I said, diversity is absolutely celebrated. It's one of the key things that makes a school really special.
Wonderful. I have a question around career planning and pathways and so forth. Julia, would you like to talk to that?
I will. So you heard me mention our alumni mentor matching program where we pair students in Year 11 with former students, and that's been very successful in helping them learn a little bit more about university and that transition post-school, because I think we identified that was an area where students felt that they needed a little bit more information. They certainly had a lot of information through our careers program. So we have a very comprehensive careers program here here at Kilvington that starts in Year 10 with our careers advisor, and obviously they meet individually and go through a number of different courses, including the Moresby report, which is something that we run for all of our students in Year 10 that helps them to understand their strengths and weaknesses and possible future pathways. We also then, as I said, throughout VCE, allow students to meet individually with our careers counsellor, who really helps them to understand preferences for university, to understand what pathways and how we can best support them as they go through school. And I think it's really important to mention, Liz, that all of our subjects that we offer here at VCE are all prerequisite subjects for universities as well. So we also have careers advisory information sessions. So we have a very strong alumni that really enjoy being involved in being invited back to talk about their careers, as well as our current parent group that we also access and tap into to help us to just give that opportunity for our young people, because it's tremendously difficult when you're 16 to understand what it is that you're thinking you might like to do it when you leave school. So we do offer a really wide variety of opportunities for students to dip into and hopefully give them some inspiration for what they might like to do when they leave here.
I think that what we're very aware of as well is that our students, they've got their university goals, a lot of them by Year 12. So we want to set up that pathway for them. So we want all of our students to maximise their potential to get to the courses that they want to get into. And really importantly, we're also aware that that workforce beyond their study is evolving all the time, and we want them to be equipped to thrive in that workforce, which is exactly where the mentor program and other things come into place, because we're aware that things are shifting very quickly, and we want our young people not only to be academically prepared, but skills prepared as well for that future workforce.
Wonderful. I've had a question around NAPLAN. The NAPLAN results for 2024 have recently been released. Julia, would you like to talk about our results this year?
Fantastic that we're getting the results so much earlier than we previously did, because we can obviously use that as here at school as well for supporting teaching and learning, but really proud of our results. We are consistently in the strong and exceeding categories across all of the 4 year levels that do the NAPLAN testing here at Kilvington. So it's an incredible result, testament to our teachers who, do a fantastic job at every point throughout the school, not just in those particular year levels.
Yeah, I think what we're really proud of with NAPLAN is we don't actually teach to NAPLAN. We're a school that we have our robust curriculum. We prepare our students in a whole range of areas, and the fact that they've done so well in NAPLAN is really pleasing to us, but it's not something that we focus on in classes to get them absolutely NAPLAN prepared. We just think our natural curriculum will set them up for success, which we're shown this year, which we're really proud of.
I've got a question around transition and integration of new students. So we're happy to have students join us at every year level where availability allows. Our bigger intake years would be 3-year-old ELC, Prep and Year 7. We do have a really comprehensive orientation program for incoming students. So, for example, for the Year 7s, the students come in and enjoy a full day at the school in Year 6 towards the end of the year. We also do have those students come in for a little bit of testing, just to help gauge in terms of planning for the following year. We also have buddy programs, so new students are assigned to a buddy or 2 buddies in some cases. So I do think the integration program or the orientation program that we run in both junior and senior school has proven to be very successful. If students are especially nervous, we're more than happy to organise additional sessions if that's deemed to be appropriate for families. Yeah. Do you want to add anything to that?
I did. I just wanted to talk about our mentor program here at Kilvington, because in Year 7 to 12 we have a pastoral care system where students are in mentor groups, a little bit like homeroom for those of us that have been around for a little while. And mentor groups comprise of about 10 to 12 students, so they're very small groups, and they have the same in Year 7. They actually have the same mentor in Year 7 and Year 8, so they go up. Year 9 is a little bit of a standalone year, but then in Year 10 they have the same mentor again all the way through to Year 12. So what we find really beneficial, especially with our transition, is that they're in a small group. They get known very well by our mentors, who are our academic teaching staff. And we also just find that they build a really strong rapport with those students in their mentor group. And we talked about the buddy program. We run buddy programs with our Year 7 and Year 10 students through the mentor program. And what we find is just having those small groups, which are touch points regularly throughout the week, means that they have that opportunity to really ask those questions. Just those ones, where am I going? Change of subjects, what does it mean? In a really small and supportive environment. So I think it just means that they're quite comfortable after a little while to be asking those questions, which just really helps with that transition, especially at Year 7.
Excellent. Had a question around the ratio of boys to girls in the school. So at the moment, we're pretty much an even split, 50-50 between the boys and the girls across the school. We do have some year levels where there might be a few more girls or a few more boys, but across the school at the moment, it is largely 50-50, and we do strive to try and maintain that. One of the main reasons is in years 7, 8 and 9, we do offer some single sex classes, so it's important to maintain those that relatively even split. We've got a question around our Global Connections program. So we offer French and Japanese at the school, and we do have some partnerships with the school in France and a couple of schools in Japan. And in fact, we've actually got some of our students from Japan visiting us at the moment. Rob, would you like to talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, really exciting that Global Connections, after obviously the COVID years, did put a hold on that for a few years. We've now had students off to France last year, which was earlier this year, sorry, which was really successful. We've got a group heading to Japan in September. And as Lee said, we've got a group of students from Hiroshima who arrived in our school yesterday, about 20 students. They're here for 2 weeks, just fully immersed in our programs and visiting some of the sites in Melbourne, but they're staying with some of our Kilvington families, which is wonderful. So great opportunities. As Lee said, we do study French and Japanese, but we are also looking at a partnership with China as well. And we have some students potentially going to China next year to visit some partner schools there. So special part of school life, certainly some great opportunities there. Memorable moments, our students, you can see them already connecting with the buddies that they've got from Hiroshima, and you can see lifelong friendships being set up. And we know that our students will be then heading over to Japan to be hosted there. So a special part of school life, and certainly a program that we want to keep developing.
Wonderful. I've got a question around our scholarship program. So we do offer scholarships for students joining in years 5, 7, 9 and 11. We offer academic excellence scholarships, general excellence and music scholarships. Our exams are the scholarship test is generally held in February. So for students, our next test will be held in February 2025. And then students that are awarded a scholarship as a result of that particular test would then commence at the school in 2026. Those scholarships are available for students currently attending the school, as well as for new families joining the school. There is some information on our website, but if parents have specific questions around the scholarships, they're more than welcome to give me a call. We've had a question about a little bit more information about the impact program for Year 9. Julia, would you like to talk to that?
Well, you heard Martine speaking with Elijah and Maya on the video that we just played around the Year 9 Impact Program. So we're really proud of our Year 9 Impact Program. It's a year-long program that operates every Friday. So students are off-site each Friday participating in a range of different activities. In semester 1, the focus is on our partnership with Monash University, which is a really unique partnership and something that we're really pleased to be able to offer our Year 9 students. So they go to Monash University. They go to both the Clayton and also the campus in the city on a Friday. And what they do with Monash University is we're able to tap into the business program where students create their own social enterprise program. So they work with the Monash University staff to build and plan their program. And of course, one of the real strengths of this is they work towards a social enterprise, which they've been exposed to through all the different interactions in the city on a Friday. They go and visit a range of different charities where they participate, but also learn a little bit more, and that also develops the social enterprise project. And you saw there as well in the clip that they present. The second half of the year, we focus on the expeditions, where we have our partnerships with Cape York and also here in Victoria for those that want to remain. So it's an incredibly powerful program where it really helps to develop people, I think, at a pivotal age where they're needing to develop that sense of self, but also learning those key skills around how to collaborate, to problem solve, and to think critically about what they're doing. So it's a really strong program that we have here.
And just further to that, with the entrepreneurship part of it, it's so useful for our students as far as those skills go that we were just referring to, but also that social awareness, and they are making a difference because they do have to pitch their business idea. That's something that's going to make a difference. And that is really special to us. I think you heard in the video there that our school motto actually translates to not for our own, but for others' good. The thing we're really proud of is that motto was actually set up by our founders back in the 1920s, and it still resonates through school life today. So our students are very keenly aware of the world out there, the aspect of fundraising for some of the causes, but also the awareness around that as well is a really key part of school life. And that has obviously resonated through the 1920s when our founders, it was a mother-daughter combination in the 1920s who were bold enough to set up a school and get a substantial bank loan to set Kilvington up. And their mission right from the start was to make a positive difference. And it is so, we're so proud that that is such a strong part of school life today.
Excellent. I had a question just around classes. So in the junior school, prep to year 6, we have 2 classes at each year level. Going up to year 7, so year 7 through to year 12, we have 4 classes at each year level. I've had a question here around the school's vision for the next 5 years and areas of focus. Rob, would you like to throw you on the spot? How you go?
The way I'd answer that, I think ultimately what we're doing is, like we said, we want our young people to leave our school gates well equipped to succeed in their study, in their work life, in their relationships, in life in general. So everything comes back from that. So our vision, we actually have a strategic priorities set up at the moment, and there's 3 around the student life. Everything revolved around what I just said. So we want our students, first of all, with their learning, to have their pathways and optimize their potential, so they're heading off to the courses that they're equipped for. The second part of it is their character development. As we said, we want them to be young people of character who are going to head out there consciously striving to make a positive difference in the world. And the third part of that is through their experiences to have developed these skills. And that's where things like drama, debating, sport, music, being involved in robotics clubs, all gives them that blend of skills and experiences that they're going to remember into their future years, that they're heading off well-equipped young people ready to make a positive difference. So our vision really is around that, young people going out there making a difference, and everything then comes from that. So we have some strategic priorities, and as I said, 3 of them are very heavily revolved around these aspects of student life. So I think that's how I'd sum up what we're trying to do, what our ultimate vision is, and where we want to keep that going. But over the next 5 years, keeping aware of the current trends in the future workforce, the implications of AI and the developments around that and what that's going to mean for our learning. They're the sort of things that we will be aware of, but ultimately keeping that vision of young people making a difference.
Great.
And I think just reinforcing the programs we have in place. We have excellent camp programs. I mean, I think schooling is about pushing students, building resilience, and making sure that as a school we're providing and continue to provide the best possible opportunities for our young people to feel challenged in a safe and supportive environment. And I think post-COVID we really saw the difference not having those broader opportunities beyond the classroom, had on our young people. So I think it's important that we, over the next few years, as we really have now gone back to where we were pre-COVID, that we're really continuing to offer those opportunities, and certainly continually, monitoring what we're doing and making sure, as Rob said, that it's giving the best possible opportunity, which is, what we do.
Because I noticed a question there specifically about sport as far as co-curricular goes. So we play in a sporting competition, the EISM, Eastern Independent Schools of Melbourne. So we're zoned with 7 other schools, and so we've got students who will be playing today. So different year levels play during the afternoons. We don't play on the weekends, so we're not a Saturday morning school sport school, and we do encourage our students to be involved in their local community teams on the weekends. But we play a whole range of different sports against other schools. We've got some grand finals coming up in a couple of weeks that I know our students are talking about already, and they're really excited about those. But the full range of sports as part of that EISM competition.
Yeah, and in the junior school we have the balaclava sporting competition. So our year 5 and 6s are also involved in the sporting competition at year 5 and 6, which is, really great opportunity for them to get a taste of what the EISM has to offer as well.
Now, we've only got a couple of minutes left on with this particular program. So just one more quick question. We had a question just around year 7 for next year. At the moment, our classes for next year are full, but we always know there is some movement. So it's certainly well worth contacting me to ask about specific year levels. We know that term 3, there can always be a little bit of movement. So there's certainly potential opportunities both in the junior and senior school. And then we just had one final question, and this would be for you, Rob, I think, about the main focus of Kilvington education.
Yeah, I think it comes back to what I was saying before. Really, it's meeting the point of needs of our students, individualising as much as we need to do to have them equipped and prepared to go out into the world to make a positive difference, but to thrive wherever they do go in their future study. We're very aware that sometimes students head out there into university and they're not actually equipped for that transition. So we want our students to head out there into the course that's appropriate for them, ready to thrive in that, and then beyond that into the workforce. So that point of that education is, it all comes back to students heading out there, well equipped, making a positive difference, consciously striving to do that wherever they go.
Wonderful, thank you. Now, I know that I haven't been able to get through all of the questions that have come through. I would encourage those families who haven't had their questions answered to reach out to me directly. Please feel free to give me a call or send me an email. We are running a Twilight event in October, and it's a lovely informal way to self-directed tours and just have a wander through the school and meet with some of the teachers and students as well. So if that suits you, I'd really encourage you to go onto our website and register for that event coming up in in October. Otherwise, thank you very much for joining us today and look forward to seeing you at school in the near future.
Thanks so much, everyone.